Hey everyone, thanks for joining us for the Crosswalk Devotional Podcast. Over the years, our editorial team at crosswalk.com has written these devotionals, observing truths we see at the intersection of faith and life. We're thrilled to offer them to you now in podcast form. To get all of these episodes straight to your phone each week, just subscribe on iTunes or wherever you get podcasts. To find more devotional content like this, just visit us at crosswalk.com.
Fill Her Up, written by John Upchurch, read by Micah Ness. Now I rejoice in what was suffered for you, and I fill up in my flesh what is still lacking in regard to Christ's afflictions, for the sake of his body, which is the church. I have become its servant by the commission God gave me to present to you the word of God in its fullness, the mystery that has been kept hidden for ages and generations, but is now disclosed to the saints. Colossians 1:24-26. Right after I got married, I gave up computer software updates and PC troubleshooting for something a bit more down to earth, you could say. I needed to work in my new hometown, and since employers weren't tracking me down and forcing jobs on me, I gravitated towards the only available option: construction. With a booming housing market at the time, finding enough to do wasn't a problem. But finding motivation was a problem. Going from a specialized, higher-paying job in computers, where I mostly sat at my desk all day, to cleaning up cinder blocks, wrestling with insulation, and scrubbing windows, that was quite the humbling thing. Honestly, I'd never had to do any real manual labor in my life before that. Yes, I was coddled. The heat and pain and bloodied hands were all new to me. The first few weeks after a particularly arduous day of gophering around the job sites, I'd come home and crash on the living room floor. My muscles weren't used to the beating they took, and they made sure I knew about it. Slowly, however, with all the wood slinging and nail pounding and putty slapping, things changed. The nights of carpet collapses became less frequent, and my hands didn't split open nearly as often, unless you count the numerous times I stabbed myself with a chisel. In fact, I came to enjoy the process of seeing something come together, seeing a house take shape. My spiritual growth has come in similar fashion, just without the splinters. At first, the failures dragged me down and beat me up. The rejections when I tried to share my newfound faith stung. The transformation cut deep. But as I grew and as God worked in me, something changed. The pain still stings and the transformation still cuts. That never stops. Yet, I began to see the pain as an important part of the overall process. Christ is building something in me and in his church. As humans, we all suffer, but as Christians, we fill up on suffering. Sounds bad, but the point is that instead of us letting the suffering go to waste, God uses it for the good of other believers and our own. He takes the pain and makes it passion that spills out as love for our brothers and sisters. Intersecting faith and life. We each serve as a breathing example of the gospel played out in real life. Our pain and restoration makes us a family like nothing else can. For further reading, 1 Corinthians 12 and Ephesians 3.
Hey listeners, thanks for joining us for the Crosswalk.com devotional podcast. To get all of our episodes straight to your phone during the week, subscribe to this podcast on iTunes or wherever you listen to podcasts. To find more devotional content like this, head over to crosswalk.com.